I'm just wondering about like so if I would be having my addiction not met, and I would get angry or maybe start cry because of the effect.
Well, a lot of times even when we're crying, we're actually crying because our addiction isn't met.
Right.
I'm not loved because my expectations aren't being met. Yeah.
You see this in children who weren't allowed to be angry when they were children. Yeah. They were allowed to cry but not be angry, right? So there's sometimes when you're a child and you were taught you weren't allowed to be, crying, then in those cases you were allowed to get angry and express your anger. And for many of us, even then, that was wrong. Got a belting for that as well. And so then you went into these other places of distraction, numb, and all those
manipulation,
kind of places. All underhanded, a lot of underhanded things we do. Like, what would you call that? Sort of manipulative, deceitful things that we do. We're taught to be deceiving. We're taught to not be truthful with our feelings. We're taught, you don't tell mum and dad this and you don't tell mum and dad that. And if you want to go out with your boyfriend when you're 14 and have sex with him, just don't tell mum and dad about it. You know what I mean? Don't be honest. Now, of course, God expects you to be honest about everything you do, but you're in a situation where you've grown up in this thing where you want your addiction still, but you're not allowed to be honest about it, so you just don't tell them. Right? So you end up in this place up here where you're doing a whole heap of things which are actually damaging to your own soul. You're doing a whole heap of morally damaging things to your own soul in order to get the sensory response, that you want. And you're in this place because in the end you want the addiction, you want the power over all the feelings, and that's driven by these expectations that build over a lifetime. And start at our childhood and build up. And all of it, or the whole construct, is because the whole world's terrified of crying and not getting what they want.